Hi, this is Patty and this is Marcus from Western Resources Title. And my question for you, Marcus, is how does title view a living trust versus a will?
Well, good question. Well, first of all, let me preface everything with saying that I'm going to give you the perspective as a title representative and title insurance representative, as well as a successor trustee to my parents' trust and a trustee of my own personal properties trust. A will and a trust are different in that a will is that document that is left by a property owner, and it shows their desire for whom should receive their inheritance, their property, their assets upon their demise. When that property owner owns real property, however, title needs something a little bit more than that, because a will needs to be interpreted. We're not interpreters, we're not legal professionals. We need instructions. That's why a trust is put together. And a trust includes a will, but when there's real property, it tells real estate professionals, title insurers, escrow people, who are the authorities to do what, and who gets what from that property, from that owner of property who's now deceased. It's called a living trust because it's going to survive the person who put it together. And so when a person who owns a trust passes away, we have clear instructions as to what needs to be done and by whom and who it needs to go to.
So it basically gives instructions to not only the title, not only to the people that are going to inherit the property, but it also helps the family come together so that they can also follow the instructions,
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
In my experience in real estate, a lot of people that don't have a living trust end up in a complete fight. And
Correct.
they all end up in court.
Correct.
And the family just kind of breaks apart because everybody ends up in a fight.
Correct.
So
Correct.
a living will is very important, right?
A living will, if you don't own property, yes, because you want to make sure that it gets distributed to something. But when you have property, a living trust is really important.
And one of the most important things about a living trust is...
We were talking about this earlier. A lawyer is the one who drafts it, because they sit down with the main property owners and say, what do you want, where do you want it, who do you want it to go to? And then what they do is they draft that document, it's dated, it's authorized, that's a private document that the trustee takes home with them, never throws away, puts it in a safe, and then what happens is the lawyer will fill out a grant deed, and now the house that was owned as joint tenants or as a single man in my case now needs to be vested into the trust in order to make that trust work with that property.
So when you say vested, you mean transferred over, right?
Right. You change the title from either single man or joint tenant or spouses, in community property, and a new grant deed is filled out, and you're saying you're taking it from how you held it, and now it's going to be held in the name of the trust. So my property went from Marcus D. Jacques as a single man. I granted it into the MD Family Trust.
So it goes into the living trust, the family trust
Correct,
name,
correct.
the new name.
That needs to happen in order for title to be able to follow it.
And one of the most important things about remembering about transferring the property over is that I know from experience, I know there's a couple documents that need to get registered also along with the living trust, right? Like
the preliminary change of ownership. Right.
And an affidavit too?
No, not necessarily.
No,
not
just
necessarily.
a preliminary change of ownership.
Preliminary change of ownership, but I think that's another topic.
And the grant deed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like somebody can just do it yourself at home.
Oh, correct. Yeah, your attorney will know what to do, and your attorney will know what to do. And if they don't know what to do, you need to go back and ask them to help you finish the project.
Okay. So thank you for everything. Thanks, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Very, very informative and very helpful for our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you.